Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome back to my channel. Always so happy to find you here. I upload on Mondays and Thursdays. So when you click subscribe anytime while watching this video, and particularly if you get to the end, you will be notified when you have your notifications turned on that I have uploaded new content for your view. And of course, my pleasure. It is indeed my pleasure. Welcome to any new subscribers here. It's my delight and pleasure to have you, and I hope you stay for a long time here. Today, I'd like to address the topic, particularly at work, but this is in life in general, I'm sure, but particularly I'm focusing in the workplace on applied knowledge and the lack thereof, that part. I know that technology is hitting everything, and a lot of our training is virtual. You can take it at any time. You can take it as your leisure. Sometimes you're alone and they put you in front of a computer and you click the video. And at the, you may have a quiz here and there that gives you a passing of 80% or so. That shows that you've completed the training. You completed the training. But then there comes the applied knowledge. And therein is the greatest issue that I think is in the workplace nowadays. And because and coupled with, so not because of, but coupled with, braided together with the fact that at any given time we have 5 generations in the workplace, anywhere from Gen Zs who are entering to millennials who are retiring. You have 5 decades within that. And so the verbiage, communication, expressions, what's funny to one generation may not even be interpreted as a joke to another. So when it's being explained, this task that you're just trained on, sometimes the training doesn't transition into the results that's expected by which you were trained on, is what I'm saying. So therein is applied knowledge again. You've probably had it in your workplace. I've certainly observed it more than enough times myself, and by way of, so there's that word frustrated that I don't like, but by way of challenges from supervisors to managers who like to have a conversation with me about lesser than expected results. I'll put it that way. So having said that, that's my preface for this topic. Having said that, I see a commonality, I would say, in the workplace, in which we are learning to accept the shortcoming due to the lack of understanding because the person is new, instead of correcting the shortcoming at the person's newness, is what I'm saying. Because there is a problem with the applied knowledge. When you don't do that, the person will carry on that task that way, and it's subpar. And further down the road, if they transfer some to another department or they go to another company, that ill-skilled training goes with them, and in their new role, an unfamiliar supervisor, an unfamiliar manager has no idea why they don't know that correctly, if you understand what I'm saying. So having said that, here are 3 strong observations that are common that I have noticed regarding the lack thereof of applied knowledge in the workplace. One is, we train by video, or we train by clicking this and clicking that. And then when it's time to go out there and do the thing, it's almost like football. I like football terminology. Everything that's in the playbook, we read, we see, we examine, we understand, but then you have to go out there and do that. And you have to go out there and do that successfully. Because You won't be on the team if you don't. So you have to go out there. You have to go out there and be able to transition from paper discussion, um, illustration into reality on the field, is what I'm saying. And so that's the first thing, is that people come, and particularly new hires, because nowadays we sit them in a room and say, click this video and that video. We come back. It should take you about 2 hours. We'll come back and check on you. It's not like back in the day when you got hired in and someone would walk you through, or you got hired in and there'd be a training class with 5, 10, 15 people, and everybody would go through from the welcoming to the policies, to your department, to the tour, to meeting everybody from different departments, to understanding different codes, which you have access. All of that has somehow or another changed. And so people are not as acclimated uniformly, I'd say, as back in the day because of technology. So again, the first one is transitioning that training onto the field. So that's number one. Number two is not fully understanding the material, information, or processes, because you have to practice it. You have to practice it. And once it's being practiced, if you're not being observed by a practitioner already, you're not even sure you're making mistakes. You're not even sure it should be done differently. You're not sure about a shortcut. You're not sure if XYZ didn't have to be done with 1, 2, 3 all the time. And so the applied knowledge piece of that comes with what? Development over time. So that's the second thing, knowing what to do. The first one is knowing how to do it out in the field from the playbook. From the playbook. The second one is knowing what to do with it. How to apply it. What are some of the other curves? Is there a smarter way? Is there a different way? What are the alternative ways? Is this the only way? That's all of the applied knowledge, grooming, fine-tuning, improving, documenting, learning, sharing, training, teaming. All of that is number two. And then the third thing is not knowing that you don't know. So you don't know what you don't know. And not having a buddy or a supervisor to help point those things out to you in two areas, not by you're not being offended and by you're not thinking that you're being picked upon. But they go, hey, did you ever try it this way? You can do this that way. And so in the workplace, it would be great for, so this is my suggestion, and this is what I always say. When you have a new hire, assign them a practitioner. That's what I call it, a practitioner, or a buddy. The first 40 hours, now there's structure at your company, I'm sure, but no matter what type of company, small, upstarting, structured, corporate level, retail, healthcare, whatever it is, when a person is new, even if they come highly skilled in the role in which they're feeling, or in the role by which they have accepted your offer, you should, for the first 40-hour week, the first week, assign to them a practitioner, a buddy, who would walk them through some of the things, your codes, your access, tour of the facility, how we do things here. Let's say I'm an engineer. Oh, I wish. I'm an engineer, but I've been an engineer at a chemical company. Now I'm an engineer at a tire company. It's still the same type of work I'm doing, but the product has changed. And so I need to understand what your codes are, what your regulations are, what your policies are, what your safety measures are. And just show me that. And then I can come and engineer that thing, is what I'm saying. I really would love to see more understanding and applied knowledge. And I'm going to end with this. I don't feel comfortable that you know a thing if you got to pull up Google to find out the answer. Google is my darn good friend. I say it all the time. I've learned a lot in way of expanded consciousness as far as my own curiosity and my own interests of development, but not on my job. Google ain't my best friend on my job. You know, my boss is, my paycheck is, but my coworkers are. But learning things on the job, Google can help me on the job for questions that I may not be acclimated with. I'm not, but I don't expect Google to give me answers. I expect Google to give me information. I see so many young, and I hate to say young people, but we have 5 generations in the workplace. So of course there's young people there. But they'll pull that phone out and they'll start and it's almost, I can tell when a person has researched something online because they read it script. They're not talking like I'm talking. They are getting no personality. They're reading in from their phone a script. You don't have applied knowledge. You don't obtain applied knowledge by reading something from Google, Wikipedia. You get information. Then you have to know what to do with the information. And so I'll end with this. If kindness is the commodity, if kindness is the commodity by which I ask people to share fully at work without reservation, and it is, I would suggest if you see someone struggling and to offer them your practitioner experience, offer them your buddy system, offer them information that would help them be more useful and less Google-like workplace, in the workplace, because it often shows up in another person. Let's say it's how can I say this? Let's say it's a public forum. Oh, I don't want to say the DMV, but it's a place where anyone would go, like maybe the post office. You can't train good customer service. You can train principles of good customer service. What gives good customer service is the person's personhood in doing their work. And that is about that person. And that would be part 2 of this video when I will address your presence within your work, meaning how you go about delivering yourself as your product at work. That'll be next. So stay tuned. I love you. If you've gotten this far, please click subscribe, post a positive comment, be kind to one another, and I'll see you next time. Bye. I love y'all. Somehow or another, I feel like I've been missing y'all. I think I'm in love with y'all. Okay, bye.